Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here today. Boar blasters. This totally slipped into my radar somehow, and I have no idea where I saw it, but once I started playing it, I knew I had to do a video here. So we're on Windows 11, the specs are in the upper right. Here are the basic settings. I like to show those up first. If you have a low performer, you might want to turn off that show value numbers. All right, so we're starting clean. I went ahead and wiped my save file, and you start off right here on the first island. It's the only one that's open to you, so you gots to do it. I'm gonna leave the tips in so that we can talk about them as we go. I don't know how I hit pause, but there you go. So it's a twin stick shooter. You move with the left, you shoot with the right, and you can turn on auto shooting, but I prefer to use the right trigger to shoot. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of power here. It's taking me a lot to buzz through the dirt. Later on, you're gonna see what it looks like when you've upgraded your chopper. So over time, you build up a special ability. You don't have to do anything, it just happens. So when you tap the left trigger, you essentially become invincible and you pound through rocks. And then it slows down and now you're no longer invincible. So you get that, every 20 seconds or so? In the meantime, there's a goal to get yourself to the bottom and find whatever the treasure is. Sometimes it's treasure, sometimes it's a component that they send you out to get. Most of the time, it's a treasure chest. Now, if you look in the upper left, you'll see a fuel gauge. Once that happens, you will no longer be able to lift your copter, but you will be able to move left and right. So there's a way to make this work, and we'll talk about it later on, I think, in the Steam Deck piece. So while I've got enough fuel, there's no reason for me to pull the trigger and go down and get out of and end the level, right? We don't want to end the run. So as we collect gems, that little blue bar is filling up. That is to get your special goodie, right? So it's a bolt-on. This is a lot like Vampire Survivors or any of these other games where every so often you get to pick something and your play style will dictate what you choose. Now, you don't start off with a lot of these. So they give you 3 at random, but there's only really 3 to look at right now. But you'll get more. Every time you clear an island, you'll pretty much get a new one. So while I'm waiting for my fuel to go down, I am going to just sit here and harvest. I'm getting points, I'm getting gems for destroying any piece of dirt. Some dirt's worth more. As you can see, the silver and gold are worth even more. So I'm gonna sit here and just, chew through it. Now, the other thing that you're concerned with is your hits. So you've got 3 shields, which means you can hit 3 objects before you end up dead. Now, I haven't hit anything yet, and I don't remember if I do in this segment or not. But anything, the ground, an enemy, a bullet, right, obviously, anything will take away one of your shields, you run out, and your run is done. Now, you get to keep everything from your run. Oh, there you go. Now it's telling you about your fuel meter. So whether you move or not, the fuel goes down. I just wanted to tell you. Now, see how I've got that little fuel gauge above me? I can't really lift very well, or I'm getting ready to go down, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish the level. I would not recommend you get that low. All right, so that's sort of the first level, right? So that's giving you a little intro, giving you the tips and tricks, right? So there you go. Now you've unlocked one of those random bolt-ons. Periodically throw bombs out of the craft. That's one of my favorites, by the way. Clears a lot of land. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do another one. But first, of course, just like any one of these games, you get to spend your cash, right? And these are all the different ways you can upgrade your ship. Now you can see that each one has a huge number of upgrades, right? In here, I haven't upgraded any yet because I started my game over. So right now they're $1,000. All of a sudden, the next level up is 11,000, right? And in this case, I think this is 15. Oh no, it's 3. It depends on which item it is. All the numbers go up differently. So now that's the basic game loop. Now, as soon as you finish an island, you open up the 4 around you, just like you saw. Now, I've got an island here I could go to. I got an island down here I could go to. And we're going to do one more island just because now that you kind of have an idea of the game loop, then you know what we're going to be doing. And I want you to see, sort of a no tutorial playthrough. And we're going to skip around a little bit just to interesting parts. Now, sometimes you're going to get down on one of these things and there's something for you to do. Now, you'll also notice we discovered a new biome. We discovered new bricks, right? So there's lots and lots of stuff to do. Eventually, it'll start repeating and you'll have the same type of bricks and that sort of thing. But for the most part, it keeps things fresh. New enemies all the time. New brick types. Some of the bricks do terrible things to you. They make you blind. Some of the bricks will release enemies when you shoot them. There's a ton of stuff going on here. Now, I've been picking up fuel, and that was the quest here, was to pick up fuel. And those are those little, yeah, they're basically telling you, you know, not every level is loaded with fuel, but this one is. So we're going to make good use of that. So those are those little sparklies right there. I'm about ready to shoot one. That will fill part of my fuel gauge. So the more of those you can chain together, the longer you can survive on the level. So now I've got some new upgrade stuff, right? Throwing bombs, more damage, right? So I'm going to have more damage, so now I can dig through the dirt a little bit faster. Now remember, somewhere at the bottom of this nonsense is something for me to get. In this case, I think it's a treasure chest. You'll also notice on the left side, there's a depth meter that shows I'm pretty close to the bottom, and of course you can see I'm close to the bottom. By the way, I have no hits left. Notice that there's damage around my screen. I have no hits. I'm going to go ahead and cash out. And that's the game loop. And believe me, it gets, I mean, it doesn't take on, I was instantly addicted to this game. The feel of it, the dopamine of digging, getting these things constantly unlocking. It's not one of those games where you guys say, well, it's really good in about 6 hours. No, hell no. Now, you will notice, though, that you're starting to not really make enough to do some of your upgrades, right? This will be fixed in time as you go into different levels. There'll be more gems for you to get. You'll start getting a feeling and a cadence on how to get down to the bottom, get to your goal, without having too many problems along the way. Right, so that's pretty much the game loop. Now we're gonna run over to Steam Deck, and you might want to stick around even if you don't have a Steam Deck, because we're going to talk about some other stuff. But on the Steam Deck, everyone always wonders, can the game run at a solid 60, especially with these games that have tons and tons of stuff all over the place. This is an OLED. I'm on the stable channel. It's stock, no weird crap installed, and this is installed on the SSD. I'm also a lot further along. Look at the map in the upper right. All those green ones are ones that I've cleared. So yeah, all the check marks you're seeing, I've already done all these. So I've got a pretty kick-ass ship at this point. I've got lots of bonuses. I've got lots of bolt-ons. I've spent a king's ransom getting to where I am. And right now you can see it's locked at 60. It will go to 90 during play if you're on an OLED. Oh, by the way, you get different characters over time, and each one imbues your ship with something different. Now, you saw the first one, which lets you sort of burrow really fast without hits. This one is even more cool. It actually converts all the blocks in front of you into something really easy to trash, and you'll see it in just a second as soon as I earn it. Check this out. It turns them all into like glass. And you get the same points that you would normally get, except for they're super easy to destroy. So you can literally burrow and earn at the same time. Now, the guy in the middle that you saw on the character selection screen, they actually throw random missiles, which really clears off a lot of stuff, but there's a little bit less control. I really dig on this because I can control exactly where I'm digging and how I'm digging with regards to that. Plus, I get a lot of coin out of the deal. Now, you can see as I'm getting lower, I start to be able to see less. This does happen. There are modifiers that reduce your visibility, all sorts of good stuff. Now, you can see as we're playing here, even when there's a lot of crap going on, we're still holding a nice solid 60. You'll see a drop when we change screens between picking your weapons in the game, but I don't think that has anything to do with the performance. Look at all that. Look at all that, and it's still hung at 60. Now, I'm very far along in the game, right? So and a lot of people are like, well, you played the game the first 5 minutes, but when you got 20 minutes into the game, an hour into the game, it turned to crap. Well, I wanted to make sure you guys got to see what it looked like later in the game. So here we are. You can see I'm earning a lot. And this, by the way, is my quest, is to go and get this guy, if I remember right. Yep, so he actually becomes, I believe, a bonus for you later. Right, so quest is completed. Perfect. Now, in order to successfully finish this dig, though, I still need to go and find the goodie. So I'm kind of whipping around here. I did find a spot where it did drop in the middle of gameplay, and I'm pretty sure it's coming up here. But I wanted to be fair. I wanted you guys to see it. Okay, I decided to finish this one. I think it's in the next world. But you can see the game is and as you would expect, look, it's like an 8-bit pixel game. You know, it should be running well. But you look at Vampire Survivors and some of these other games that are also pixel games, and you know, you get enough people on the screen, enough nonsense going on, and you'll start tanking in frame rate. Fortunately, this game does not appear to be doing that. So look at this. You can see how far along I am on these items. I haven't finished everything yet, but look at some of these upgrade prices. 427,000. You're going to be around for a while. Again, I'm still unlocking items. And let's jump in one more time, because I believe in this segment you're going to see the drop, and I'll try to bring your attention to it. Of course, you can rewind and check it out yourself. All right, so we're going back down to a new island. Well, it's not really new to me, but look, there's treasure chests that bust open and they throw tons of stuff. There's exploding blocks that will destroy tons of the environment. And no matter what you're seeing there, it's holding 60. And mostly 90 if you're on the OLED without going through an Elgato, which is capping me at 60. Okay, it's coming up. Watch that FPS. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming. Wait for it. And there it is. Dropped to 55. Not for very long, though. Did you even see it? I mean, I had trouble. I had to sit here and go back and forth in the video trying to find a spot where it slowed down and it wasn't performing well. So, yes, it's a great... This is probably the best game on deck right now that you're probably not playing, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of finish this up. I'm going to do some serious damage down here. You get an opportunity to see a lot more enemies. You're seeing some of the advanced island stuff here, the different types of blocks you're going to uncover. I'm becoming a beast right here. I can almost burrow fast enough where I don't have to stop. Especially now when I've changed all the blocks to something easy to break. You know, I can't recommend this game enough. The game is like $8 on sale right now. It's a no-brainer. If you have a Steam Deck, you must own this. I've actually gifted this to everybody I know that has a Steam Deck because it's just that much fun. And of course, if you've got a well-endowed PC or even a lower spec PC, I think you'd get pretty good performance out of this. Listen, hope you like what you saw. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know what to do. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching, and take care. We'll see you next time.